That Tuesday morning was like any other. The sun peeked out slowly, casting a warm glow over Lagos, and Ebele, a single mother of two, kissed her son Kechi and daughter Amara goodbye as they stepped into the school bus. Her life was busy, and though she was grateful that her children were well behaved, she trusted them a little too much. She worked late most nights, so she rarely got to talk to them in depth about their day-to-day life at school. As long as they are doing well, she thought, there's no need to worry. It was during one of those rare quiet moments that her phone rang. The voice on the other end sounded distressed. Madam Ebere, it's the school principal. Can you come in as soon as possible? It is about Amara. Ebere's heart skipped a beat, but she quickly brushed off her unease. It's probably nothing serious, she told herself, but the principal's voice lingered in her mind. She left work immediately, her heart pounding, mind racing with endless questions. When she arrived at the school, the principal's office was silent, almost too silent. Amara sat in a corner, eyes downcast, a single tear rolling down her cheek. "What's going on?" Ebere asked, looking between the principal and her daughter. The principal sighed, lowering her voice. "Madam Ebere, we've noticed some unsettling changes in Amara's behavior lately. She's been withdrawn, and her teachers report she's no longer the cheerful child she used to be." The principal paused, choosing her next words carefully. "There are also rumors that a group of older students might be influencing her in ways that concern us." Ebere fused. "What do you mean influencing her?" The principal hesitated before continuing. "We found some disturbing notes and drawings in her book, and yesterday one of her classmates mentioned seeing her in places she shouldn't be. The alleged way by the school, in the company of boys much older than her." Ebere's mind went blank. "My daughter, in an alleyway?" Her voice quivered. "Amara, is this true?" Amara remained silent, looking away. In that moment, Ebere's heart broke. How had she missed this? Her own daughter slipping into a world she barely knew about? Ebere's mind was racing. She had always imagined herself as a vigilant mother. Sure, she worked late and their conversation had become brief, but she never thought her daughter would keep something so dark hidden. She knelt in front of Amara, forcing herself to stay calm, though her hands were trembling. "Amara," she whispered, her voice barely steady, "please tell me what's going on." But Amara only bit her lip, casting a nervous glance at the principal. It was as though she was afraid, not just of being in trouble, but of something far more sinister. Ebere's heart pounded even harder. She looked up at the principal. "Can I take her home now?" The principal nodded solemnly. We've suspended her for a week, but please, Madam Ebere, I advise you to get to the root of this. There are whispers, other children talking about this. We can't even fully verify yet." Ebere's barely had the rest. Her mind clouded with dread. She took Amara's hand and led her out of the school, holding it tightly the entire way home. She could sense that Amara was holding back, hiding something painful, something she couldn't quite understand. That night, Ebere didn't sleep. She sat in Amara's room, watching her daughter toss and turn, mumbling strange words in her sleep. It was just after midnight when she heard Amara whisper something that chilled her to the bone. "Please, I don't want to go back there. I don't want to see him." The words sent a cold shiver down Ebere's spine. "See who?" She wanted to scream, but Amara's eyes were still closed, lost in a nightmare she couldn't escape. Morning came too soon. Ebere's prepared breakfast, but Amara barely touched her food, her eyes haunted and distant. Ebere couldn't take it anymore. She put a chair next to her daughter and looked at her straight in the eyes. Amara, you are going to tell me what's going on. Who have you been meeting, and why don't you want to see him again? Amara's lips quivering as she stared down at her hands, fingers nervously picking at her nails. She whispered, Mommy, I tried to tell you, I tried, but he said if I told anyone he will. The sentence was left hanging, but Ebere could feel the weight of it. Who, Amara? Tell me who he is. Her daughter's eyes darted around the room as if afraid someone might overhear. Her voice was barely a whisper. He's not a student, Mommy. He waits near the school, sometimes by the alley, and he promised us things, said we'll get whatever we wanted if we could just do what he said. Ebere's throat tightened. Who else, Amara? Who else is he talking to? Amara hesitated, her lips quivering. Some of the other girls too. He knows things about us, Mommy, about our families, where we live. He says he can help us, but sometimes he makes us go places we don't want to go. Ebere's heart was pounding. Her mind spun with a terrifying realization. This wasn't some teenage rebellion of faith. This was something far more dangerous. Someone manipulating her child and perhaps others. Her resolve hardened. Whosoever this man was, he was about to realize he will make a mistake. He will find him, but as she sat there, her daughter's trembling hands in her own, a near fear settled over her heart. What if he was already watching? Ebere spent the next few days observing every move around her children and the school. She reached out to other parents, hinting at her concerns without revealing too much, and soon whispers began to circulate. Other parents had noticed similar changes in their children's behavior, but like Ebere, they had brushed it off as growing up was simply teenage moods. Now, with this suspicious resurfacing, they all felt an unsettling fear. One afternoon, Ebere noticed a man lurking by the school alleyway. Just as Amara had described, he was tall with a hood drawn up, blending easily with the crowd, but something about him seemed out of place. His eyes darting around, scanning the students as they exited the school gate. Ebere decided she couldn't wait any longer. She reached out to the police, explaining everything she had learned, from Amara's withdrawn behavior to the mysterious man by the alley. The officers took her seriously and after listening to her story, set up a quiet operation, instructing her and the other parents to continue their unusual routine, keeping the children calm and unaware. The next day, as students left the school, the mysterious man appeared again. This time, he mentioned to a group of girls, Amara among them, whispering something that made them freeze. But before he could do anything more, plainclothes officers approached from all sides, cornering him. The girls scattered back to the safety of the school, watching as the man was taken away, his menacing expression replaced with one of the shock. Later, Ebere learned that the man had been part of a group targeting vulnerable school children, luring them with promises of gifts and security. But behind those promises lay dangerous intentions, and he had been manipulating the students, pushing them to isolate from their families so he could control them. Ebere held Amara close that night. Relieved that the nightmare had ended, she finally understood how easy it was for someone to slip through the cracks of her busy life and threaten her children, even when she thought they were safe. From that day on, Ebere made sure to be involved in her children's life, listening to them daily and encouraging open conversation. She connected more regular with her parents, creating a network of support to ensure their children were safe. She never wanted to feel that helpless fear again. The moral lesson of this story is that sometimes life's demand can make it easy to overlook our children's struggle. But as parents, it's essential to stay vigilant and involved, nurturing open conversation and knowing who and what influences our children. Evil often creeps in quiet, so stay close and supportive in the best way to protect and guide them. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video interesting, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more interesting African Tales videos.